Hey guys, Nevada 64, VCU 61 in the second round of the Charleston Classic here tonight. The second gut-wrenching loss for VCU in as many nights, led by as much as 15 late in this one at 42-27 in that second half. VCU led for, let's see what the time is, 27:58 in this game. Nevada for just 7:50, but the Wolfpack lived at the line late in that second half there. They ended up 15 of 26 from the free throw line. A lot of those came in the second half. VCU picked up a bunch of quick fouls there in that second half, and Nevada was in the bonus. It seemed like just 5-6 minutes into that second half, certainly by the under 12 stoppage. VCU fought back and led, I think it was, 59-58 there in the game's waning moments, but two just back-breaking threes from Nevada late there, the second of which from Kobe Sanders in the left corner, which is about 5 seconds on the clock, was the game winner to give them the slim win at 64-61. Nick Davidson finished with 15 points for them. He was killer inside, really efficient from the field, 5 of 7 from the floor. This is the third tallest team in the country, and VCU certainly struggled with that height, especially in that second half. But they seemed to use the mismatch to their advantage in the first half because Nevada doesn't have a whole lot of ball handlers, right? And they struggled with VCU's full court pressure in that first half. There was a sequence there with about 4 minutes to play that Joe Bamacil hit a three from the corner, and then VCU got a 10-second violation. And the VCU fans here, which in contrast to last night, Seton Hall traveled really well, and this was a pretty split gym between Seton Hall and VCU. Nevada, understandably, with quite a good bit of mileage between them and Charleston, did not travel nearly as well as VCU. And so the fan count in this gym was certainly in VCU's favor, and those fans were into it there with about 4 minutes to play in that first half. After that sequence, and VCU led by 10, 11 at a time. I think it was 34-33 going into the break. And it felt like they had a chance to throw a knockout punch there in that second half when they got up by 15. Zeb Jackson, enormous tip of the cap to him for what he's done in these first 2 games back in action after missing the first 4 games of the year. What did he finish with tonight? 18 points to lead VCU, 5 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 9 from 3. A couple of Zeb Jackson's best games in a VCU uniform here. And Shulga finished with 17 points, 6 of 12 from the floor. I talked to Max afterward, and he said that they were too undisciplined late in that second half, couldn't defend without fouling, sent Nevada to the line way too often. Ryan Odom said the same thing. Ryan Odom was trying to call timeout there in that last sequence. There were about 3 seconds on the clock, and VCU had a chance to try and tie it. Zeb Jackson ended up having to throw up a pretty deep heave there as the clock expired. We were in the corner right over here at the media table after that, and we saw Max Shulga come over to a referee and say we were trying to call timeout. Odom was screaming at the ref to try and call timeout. I don't know if they didn't hear him, but VCU did not get the timeout and did not get a great look there. And 2 great looks for Nevada, which did not shoot a lot of threes tonight. They only attempted 13, but they made 7 of them, right? Nevada 7 of 13 from 3. What's the percentage? It's obviously over 50%. That's 53.8% from 3. VCU 10 of 31 from 3. That's 32.3%. VCU threw up a lot of good looks, I thought, and some of them just didn't fall for Jack Clark, who ended up 1 of 8 from 3. Max Shulga 2 of 6. Joe Bamacil 2 of 6. Nobody really except for Zeb Jackson could get a consistent rhythm from outside going in this game. And man, I saw fans talking about it on Twitter during this game. It certainly feels eerily like Orlando last year, right? When VCU had significant leads, led for much of the game against Iowa State and Boise State, and let both of those ones slip away. And these first couple games against Seton Hall and Nevada feel a ton similar. And now VCU is going to be playing a 7th place game at 12:30 on Sunday against Miami. You certainly let a couple of big opportunities slip away here. There was a lot of frustration coming out of that locker room afterward. But Ryan Odom said that they've got to do a better job of late in games playing within themselves, playing within the flow of the offense, because tonight too it kind of went stagnant late, although I think it was better than it was last night. It wasn't all just Max Shulga having to create. Really the problem for VCU tonight was sending Nevada to the line as much as they did, right? And defending without fouling. Philip Russell, another tough game for him, 3 points. He battled some foul trouble again tonight, just 1 of 4 from the field. Joe Bamacil ended up with 12 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field. He took a hard fall there in that first half, was down for a little bit, came out of the game, limped off. We saw them working on his right ankle, but he came back in the second half and was hobbled a little bit at different points, but Ryan Odom said he's going to be okay. Not a serious injury, thankfully, for Joe. Luke Bamboye, I think, deserves a shout-out because he played some fantastic minutes tonight. I think he's the big bright spot. Played 19:09 really nothing that jumps out at you on the stat sheet. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's obviously a great rim protector, so that does jump out at you a little bit. But Luke played some great minutes tonight when Christian Furman got into foul trouble and Michael Bell got into foul trouble. Firm fouled out late there. Obviously not a good game for him. He only played 6:59, 2 points. And Ryan Odom said he's going to try and do a better job of defending without fouling and being more disciplined. Right after he checked in a sequence in that second half, he picked up a foul real quick and immediately had to sit again. I think Michael Bell ended up with 4-2, and that certainly hampered VCU late on in this one with their bigs and foul trouble against a Nevada team that's the 3rd tallest team in the country, right? And Davidson was able to play through the post a lot in that second half. And like I said, Sanders, and I think it was Xavier Ducell who hit. He only ended up with 6 points, but he had a huge shot with a wide open 3 from that right wing just over there to tie things up at 61 late in that game, and then Sanders with the kill shot late. So VCU's got to regroup fast after 2 really emotional losses for this team that feels really similar to Orlando last year. And they'll play Miami on Sunday and can try and salvage a little bit from this trip to Charleston that thus far looked really promising for 2 games in a row and then ended up being really disappointing. So I'll have a story online shortly here, had the live updates during the game. I'm also going to do a story on a different note on Tyler Nickel, who's at Vanderbilt now, and who's the VHSL's all-time leading scorer. A lot of people in the Virginia basketball community will know that name. He went to East Rockingham High and started at North Carolina, transferred to Virginia Tech. Didn't really work out for him at either stops, and he's now transferred to Vanderbilt, where he's playing for Mark Byington, former JMU coach and Salem, Virginia native. So I interviewed both of them earlier about Tyler kind of finding a home at Vanderbilt. Like I said, he had a great game, 24 points as they beat Seton Hall earlier today. This has been a wild tournament. It's a bad tournament to be a favorite in, right? We thought Miami, VCU, and Nevada were the 3 clear favorites coming into this game, and now Miami and VCU are going to play in the last place game, and Nevada's playing in the 5th place game. So it's been a wild tournament, and yeah, big missed opportunity for VCU, right? Second gut-wrenching defeat in as many games, and they'll try and regroup for Miami on Sunday. So thank you guys so much for following along the coverage. We'll have an off day in Charleston today before that game at 12:30 on Sunday. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon, guys.